You're watching Rainnite Gaming.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rainnite Gaming. I'm Rainnite, and in this video we're going over the meta so far. We've got week 9 of the Eagle's Nest tournament, and oh boy, it's getting good. We've actually gotten to the point where it's less just saying blue, white, red, green, and we're actually getting archetypes because we've had enough cards come out that you can kind of name stuff, and that's really cool. In this video, we're going to go over what the meta is doing right now, who is winning in the tournaments, and then we're going to go into Wing Table and take a look at the top 4 and just break down what their deck is, what they're playing, so you know what to play yourself. Okay, let's get into it. First up, here's just like the intro page so you guys know if you want to play in this tournament, you can. It's $7 to get in, but it's all kinds of good stuff. They've got, I think you win a hero token if you get, in the top, and they're doing a top 8. I think it's 8 or bigger tournament. If you build up enough points, then you can get invited to the end of the season tournament, which is going to win somebody a English beta box. So pretty freaking cool. Okay, here is the meta so far for this week. Oops, clicked on something. Okay, back to this page. Okay, this is the meta so far. Currently, we do have 4 blue-white decks playing, but if you look at the win rates, this actually has a pretty crappy win rate because it's getting a little outclassed by some of the newer stuff. We've got 4 Year 1 Rush. That's going to be kind of a green-blue rush, and it's been taking over pretty good because, there isn't as much white being played, so Rush is coming out. Other stuff. And then we've got Operation Meteor and Operation Meteor, but a little different. And then back to the Xeon Rush, and pretty cool win rates here. It's pretty interesting that the Rush decks are actually getting a little bit higher of a win percentage. Okay, here is how everything shook down this time. We got a new winner this time. Levi did not pull this one down. It was Aaron playing Other, which actually is a Tallgeese deck, which is pretty awesome that it did well. And then we got John He, something like that, playing Operation Meteor. And then we've got TLD playing 1 Year War Rush. And then DK Megatron playing another Operation Meteor deck. And if we click over here to Wing Table, we can go over the card by card. So this is the winning Tallgeese deck. You can see it's using a lot of the 4-ofs, but it does break out a little couple things different at the end. So we've got 4 gems, 4 of the new Zenos, and this gets first strike, which is really cool. Then we've got 4 of the gun tanks to pop a little bit of damage. We've got 3 of the Gaz D sleeves, and that's a support card. We've seen those support reds are really nice. And then we've got 4 Raziels, just kind of a really good generic blue card. Then we got 4 of the Jagger. This is another one. It's a good generic card, but if you've got more Earth Federation out, it only costs 1, so you can really flood the board with that if you need to. Then we got 4 of the MA mode. This has the Breach, which is really cool. Just help you clear some of those shields up if you need to. 4 of the Healing Gun. Oh, this is not the Healing Gun, my bad. This is the one that when paired gives all of your units +1 AP, which can be really good to clear a lot of bigger units out. And we're playing 3 of that. 2 of the new Argus Gundam. This is on attacking. It can do 5 damage. 3 damage to something that is a level 5 or more, and that can really clean up some boards, so it's really cool. And then 4 of one of my favorite Gundams, well, kind of Gundams, is Tallgeese. And Tallgeese is pretty nasty. Basically, what it does is if you attack, you can pay more resources to restand and attack again. So it's the first double attacker we've seen. Really cool. And then we're just playing 3 bases, so you can pop those 1 damages. 4 Amuro Rays, and 4 of Zala. These are just pretty good pilots that match up with a lot of their units. and 3 of the close combat. You know, those early game extra pop for 2s can get rid of some of those cards, because this one's trying to survive that early game rush and get to that late game where it's Tallgeese and other things can just kind of take over. But this deck was really awesome to watch, and it's a really fun deck to play too. Okay, going into... I can't say his name, dude. I'm sorry if I'm reading your name wrong. Yan-Hee? Whatever. Operation Meteor. This is another one that has a lot of good stuff in it. This is, you know, generic good stuff. That's what I call these cards. So we've got the Magatok, whatever, which is a 3/2 for a 2 cost. That's really nice. And then we've got the Zaku 2, which boosts up to a 3 attack. So both of these can get through that early base, which is really nice. And same thing with Raziel, just really good stat lines for the cost. Then we go ahead and get into our bigger bodies. We've got 4 of the Gundam RX-78. This is the one that gives the AP, which is really nice for a rushy style deck, like a beginner rushy style deck that, you know, you're trying to get a little bit of pressure on and clear boards up so you can get to your late game. And this really helps with that. Then, let's see, 1 generic Gundam. Don't know why they're playing one of those. I don't know. That's something. Then we're playing the big boys here. 4 of the Death Scythe. This gets first strike, which is super awesome. And 4 of the Winged Gundam. This is just the big hitter. Gets to clear a bunch of stuff because it also has the Breach 5, which is crazy. Then we've got 3 bases of the Saints. This is kind of turned into a green card that everybody wants to play because it gives you that idea of what's coming next in your deck and helps stack your deck just that little bit. And then, of course, white base. You can get those tokens. That's really nice, too. 4 Amuro, 4 Duo, 4 Hero. Kind of standard for this deck. These are the pilots you're going to be running. We've got 1 of the Siege Ploy. This can, you know, help out every now and then. 3 of your Searcher, your Pot of Greed. That's going to be a necessary play in these decks because blue just lets you draw cards and that gives you lots of advantage. Then a new card, Path of Victory or Defeat. This is another one that lets you search your deck for things, and this lets you search things that are Operation Meteor or G-Team, which you play a lot of that stuff, so you're probably going to be able to pick something up. So another really cool deck. I always love seeing these ones with these high top end cards, just because once you get to them, you just steamroll. Then we get into the I love this one. This is probably my favorite one of the week. The TLD 1 Year Rush, which this thing is built like, it's so fun. As soon as I saw this came out earlier today, I was like, yeah, I've got to play this deck. This is super fun. So we've got 4 of the Dupe. This is just a really great beginning card that lets you kind of stack your deck a little bit. 1 level 4 Zaku 1s, 4 Gundam tanks to let you do that extra pop damage in the beginning, 4 Zaku 2s with nice 2/2, and 4 Zaku 2s that gives you the 3 that gets you over your early base, 4 Gems, 4 G Fighter, that's a different one we're going in, but that gives you that high maneuverability. So if you're going to try to finish off games, you don't have to worry about a blocker getting in the way. Then we've got 4 of Char Zaku 2. This is the one that when destroyed after being paired, gives you a token. So it just gives you more board presence even if they're clearing your bodies. Then we've got 4 of the Galgoog. This is just one of our bigger bodies that we play. And it can link up with our pilot. So it can let they get that little in-game push. And then we're playing 3 of the Booster Gundam, I'm just going to start calling it. This is the one that gives you the extra AP, which all these little bodies, that extra AP is going to go a long way. Then your bases, we're playing 3 bases. We're playing the one that gives you a token at 2. And this one's really cool. This is one that will let you rest something with 3 health or less. Which is pretty cool because in those in-game things where you're trying to push for that little bit of damage, you can rest a blocker so you don't have to worry about it. Then our pilots, because we're playing no of our spell cards, we're playing 4 Char Aznable, and of course he gives high maneuverability plus some extra attack that lets you get in good. And then 4 of the Amuro Ray, which also lets you rest units, which is just pretty great for when you're trying to rush people down. This deck is super fun to play. I've already been playing it on Wing Table here. And before we get to the last deck, don't forget, later on this week, early next week, I am going to be posting several videos of these decks doing 10-minute testing, so you guys can see how these decks function and how you want to play them, and if they're fun to play or not. Who knows? Then we get into the last one here. This is going to be another Operation Meteor. This is DK Megatron, and it is a little different than the other one. So you are playing the 4 Mag, the 4 Zaku 2, the 2 Zaku 2, the 4 Raziel, 2 Gun Cannon, so that's a little different than the other one. Then you're playing 4 of the Gundam, the Buffer Gundam. Then you get into a little more top end here. We've got the Janella, excuse me. We've got the Vanilla Wing Gundam, and then we get into Death Scythe and Big Boy Wing Gundam. Just a really strong stat line here. You know, we don't have anything that has really low attack except for like, was our Gun Cannon. That's, I think, our lowest attack, not counting this dude because he buffs himself. So basically all your cards are going to be getting over bases, so it's really good just going at people and trying to get to that late game, to, you know, clearing things so you get to that late game and you can just take over. Again, Saints Institute is really great for stacking decks. This is becoming just a staple for green. It just kind of figured out this is one of the best bases. Then we got the white base, obviously gives you tokens. Tokens are awesome. And pretty standard stat line here for the pilots. We've got Duo Maxwell at 4, Amuro Ray at 4, and Hero at 4. Then we're playing Siege Ploy at 1, Pot of Greed at 3, and Path of Victory at 2. So another cool deck. This one is just that slightly bit different than this one. You can see passing back and forth that the ratios are different, so they play a little different, which is really cool. And you can start seeing these archetypes come out instead of just playing blue, white, red, 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 yellow. Not yellow. We don't have yellow in this game. What am I talking about? I don't know anymore. I'm going to end this video because I'm getting loopy. If you guys like this video, let me know in the comments down below. Tell me that you want to see more of these videos, or tell me you hate it and you don't want to see any more of these videos. I listen to everything and I'll always comment back. So keep on looking at the meta, keep on playing those decks to get ready for the eventual release of Gundam. Because remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. See ya.